I don't have any sound. Don't know if you can hear me. Don't think you guys have connected to your audio by the looks of it. To flash up on your screen.
Okay, yeah, it's flashing.
Okay, so tell me how have you been since we last spoke? How has your training been?
Well, a mixed bag, really. I think in-house it's fine. She is perfectly good. She can sit. She can follow us when we hold a treat in front of her, or even, skipping a few steps. What else does she do? Oh, she focuses on us. She does the.
When you hold the treat in your hand, she goes away and then she gives eye contact. That's pretty good at in-house as well. But it's outside that it's a bit dodgy. And I would possibly say the first 2 days when we tried with the treat, it was better. And then from she tried to jump for the treats anyway. So was it from about Sunday, isn't it? Then it got, now she doesn't move at all unless I give her cheese outside.
So sort of been a question of treats, I think. She demands more treats to make any moves. It seems like the only time that she moved, or, we went to, when was it, Saturday? Saturday we went to Windsor for a trip. So when we're out of her normal environment, she's quite willing to follow her treats and all that. And when she comes out of the flat where we live, then inside in the communal areas, again, it's fine with treats. But as soon as she's on the street, she's not that interested in anything you actually show her, unless you put the treats.
She's in front of her.
She's on next to your leg, and then she'll come one step, and then she keeps following that. And the only time she walks voluntarily is when she fancies going in a particular direction.
Like the park.
Like the park, or home, or towards another dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
I think.
Just say that last bit again. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's a mixed bag. So some things go well, and some seem to be a bit difficult. And whatever treats we give, we tried chicken, cheese, liver treat. When she isn't interested, nothing works really.
Okay.
Which dishes that you said she had a one snuff at them and walked away?
Oh yeah, we tried sprats, but she doesn't like them.
It's so difficult because she doesn't want the treats.
and sometimes it's about the rewards that they want to work for. That's what I was saying. It's not always about what we think that are the good things to work for. Generally, sprats are quite high value because they stink. But yeah, each to their own. She's individual as well.
He gave us some raw liver this week. Veronica bought some liver and was going to cook it. And we tried some raw liver. She's scared of it and she won't touch it. Horrible.
She has eaten raw meat before, like she had a raw steak, and that she really liked that. We want to come up now. I'm going to say hello.
What about cooking it a little bit so that it's...
When I cook it, she loves it, but I was thinking I'll try raw if she likes it. But no, I'm not touching it. It was like, oh, and I think yesterday we left a little scrub next to her. She's got like 2 bowls, one with water and one with little kibble, which she doesn't eat anyway. But we left the one fish in there. I don't think she went to that water bowl once. I had to remove it. But when we were in winter, she was running around. We must have been out for good hours. She was refusing to go to her bag. She didn't even have her coat on. She was running out without coat and all happy. We were both frozen and she was fine.
She's got fur coat on.
Yeah, when we get out of the house, she sniffs everything. Like we were saying, it's like almost, oh, this is my neighborhood. I need to sniff it and make sure that I'm in control of it. When she also walks really well, or almost run, she likes to pick up rubbish from the streets like coffee cups. There's plenty of them around. When she gets the coffee cup in her mouth, she can't even see where she's going, but she's running.
Okay, so she's a litter picker as well.
She is a very litter picker, yes. The other day she picked up a stick which was about like 1 centimeter thick. I said, oh, it's a little stick, there's no harm in it. She took it home and in 5 minutes, it was like if you put it through a wood chipper. She literally chewed it to such a small pieces, ate half of it. I said, that's it, you're not touching anything.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes to pick up rubbish from the streets.
Okay.
And I never know there's so many chicken bones in London streets until we haven't had her.
Chicken bones, half-eaten sandwiches.
Yeah, she doesn't want the sandwiches. The chicken bones and coffee cups. She sort of
Okay.
puts half of the coffee cup in her mouth. The rest is covering her eyes. You can't see where she's going, but she's running, and then she takes it home and rips it to pieces. Exactly, so funny.
Well, we can certainly work on that. That's not a problem. So, in terms of the actual walking, so the videos you sent over, I had a quick look this morning, and they
the first one we did, and it was the first 2 days or 3 days, wasn't it?
Probably
it was
Friday
good.
or so we
I think
may
it's-
have done
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then it got downhill from there. Now I feel like she won't move unless there is a supply of cheese. You know, she kind of said, "Oh, I get cheese. I will move it all."
okay. Okay. So
Training me, not the other way around.
yeah, and we shouldn't really be feeling that way. We should be feeling that actually we're a bit more in we're leading what's happening here. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I did notice in the videos that it is very noisy and very busy where you live. There's lots going off. So there's lots of cars passing, there's lots of cyclists, there's lots of people, there's lots of different noises going off. And I thought she actually coped in terms of her body language. She coped really well. Yes, she didn't listen to you every time, but once she did, she was then like, oh, I get a reward for this. And I think, Veronica, at one point you actually say she's really looking at you. She's looking at you, but you can't see her because she's behind you. And I think some of that, it may just be that you guys need to slow down a slight bit with her. I know that she's stopping and she's not going anywhere, but it may be that there's so much going on around her that it's a bit too much for her. So she's got the noises, the sights, and then she's got the smells as well. So she's got 3 different things to contend to, with you on top of that as well, saying, look at me, watch me, come this way. So really nice and slow it. So slow it right down. But keep practicing. So when you have got cheese or chicken or whatever it is that you're taking outside with you, let her know that you've got it, but only give it to her when she's walking.
Okay.
Okay, so only when she's actually taking steps. And
Okay.
there was some good footage that you sent over of her actually moving and getting rewarded. So as you continue to walk, feed her as she is walking. Okay, so as she's actually making that movement, rather than she comes to you, she stops, then gets a reward.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that's what's been happening the last few days. So in the beginning, she was walking and looking up, and then that was exactly what we liked. And then the last few days, she is like, I stand here on one place, and then I stand like a meter ahead of her. Then she looks at me, I look at her, I ask her to come. Nah. Then I put a piece of cheese next to my foot, and then she comes over and picks it up and eats it, and then we repeat.
And then she stops and then starts and stops and starts.
I'm waiting for the next supply of cheese.
Yeah. So she's yeah, so she's getting to you, so she's stopping and getting the treat rather than keep moving and getting the treat. Okay. So over time, and again, it is a practice. Like, I mean, you can see from the footage that you've been doing it. It's working. You're getting there, but then obviously it's dropped off. And it may be. Have you changed the times that you're walking, or times that she's being fed, or anything like that?
I was thinking maybe the times of walking are roughly the same, but could vary by half an hour or an hour. And the other thing is that sometimes, depending on the weather, she wears a jacket or no jacket. And sometimes I got the impression that she just walks better when there is no jacket. When she's
I don't think she likes the clothes very much.
She's sort of a naturist kind of dog, I would like to wear nothing when I'm out.
But when she walks so slowly, she also shivers like a leaf, When she was running in Windsor, because she was running, she was warm enough. But when you see her on the street, her little bum is shivering.
Yeah. So it may be worth. So obviously, dog coats are very human. They're a very human thing that we do. And don't get me wrong, my dog wears a coat sometimes, not all the time. And often when they've got a coat on or a jumper, it's, even though it's not tight, it can be touching pressure points on their body. So across their chest here, they've got pressure points. Underneath their armpits, they've got pressure points. And kind of like down the side of their ribs. So if you look at them from the top, so down both sides, they've got pressure points. And these are all the places that harnesses sit, coats, jackets also sit. And they can often just have like a very calming effect that they don't want to walk. So if we, it's basically the same places that we would massage them in to actually reduce their excitement level right down. So we would look to really calm them down. So it may be a combination of that as well. So I would try and have a walk if you can before her breakfast.
We always
do. Like sometimes she doesn't
really
eat
eat much
breakfast.
in the morning.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
usually later in the morning that she starts eating. She's not a morning dog.
No.
She's a sleeper.
Taken out. What time you normally take her out? Before 8 out of a cage under protest to go to the toilet, and then she goes back to sleep.
Okay.
Dog in the
And
morning.
it may just be that she's not interested in walking. It may just be that she just doesn't. Not every dog needs to have a walk every single day. Obviously, she's going to need to go out to go to the toilet, but some dogs just don't. They're not interested in having a walk every day. You know, and hand on heart, my dog doesn't have a walk every day. If I walked her every day, she'd be crazy all the time. So she has like maybe 3 walks a week, and then either one on a Saturday or one on a Sunday at the weekend. And they're generally bigger at the weekend. And we'll pop out and go to the toilet and stuff, but other than that, you know, they don't necessarily need lots and lots of exercise. As she gets older, you will see that she'll be able to go out for longer and she'll enjoy going out longer. But like you said, when you went to Windsor the other day, she enjoyed that. She went there, she enjoyed it. And it may just be that the same walk is getting a bit repetitive for her.
Yeah. She seems to be very obsessed with sniffing every corner and everywhere where a dog has peed in her own little area, as if she, I don't know, wants to have control of what's happening in my area. And when we take her somewhere else, like Windsor or I think Forest the week before that, she loves it and she sniffs, but sniffs like an explorer, you know, a bit here, a bit there.
And she follows.
Where we live, she wants to be in full control of every paving stone and every lamppost.
And some of that, so
and just walk her back. I feel a lot less stressed than dragging her to the trees and walking back.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a definite mixed bag. I can get that, completely get that. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of the reason why she's sniffing, so she'll be sniffing because there's a lot of information that she's picking up, and sniffing can also be a disengagement. So if there's a car or something that she can hear that's going past and she starts to sniff, it could well just be that she's just making herself look really small and sniffing that area rather than engaging with what's happening at the side of her. And that's why I was talking about it's very busy where you live, because it may be some of what's happening is that it's too overwhelming. So she's finding something else to do. So that sitting down. So by sitting down, what she's doing is stopping her scent spreading. So just freezing to the spot because she's a bit worried. And the sniffing is also a disengagement behavior as well. So ordinary sniffing, so the sniffing like the exploring sniffing, which you've described perfectly. So she's off in a new area and she's sniffing, she seems like she's just having a good time. And then there's really intent sniffing. So when she's sniffing, and it's likely that she's not that comfortable in the situation, and that's why she's doing more of it. Okay. Does that make sense?
A trail of another dog or foxes or whatever, you know. There's so many foxes in the area, and it seems always to sort of foxes or areas where we know there are foxes in the park or near the park.
Yeah.
That seems to excite her. I don't know if it scares her or excites her, but that gets her attention. I mean, 2 days ago, I come out in the morning at 7:30 in the street where we made the video, and a fox is running in the middle of the street. In broad daylight.
They are so cheeky.
There's quite a lot of them. They are everywhere,
I
really.
think it's because of the rubbish. Because in central London, you have to put your rubbish outside your house, and they sort of drive around and pick it up. And I guess the foxes have well clever and they go, I'll have some breakfast.
Yeah, and there is always going to be that element of she's sniffing because there's information there, there's stuff that she's going to pick up. So the scent of foxes, the scent of people, the scent of dogs. So they process lots of information as well. So when use a dog's wee, because it's easier to explain. So if a dog's weed up something or on the pavement and she smells that wee, she's actually taking information from that. So she's taking how old the dog is, whether they're male or female, whether they're neutered or not, and all of this information is literally it's going up her nose, and it will literally sit in her nose until she gets home. And that's why often we find that they're maybe just laying down when we get home, and they're just laying there quite happily, and they're actually just processing that information through their nose, and they're basically tiring themselves out by actually their brain is engaging and they're thinking what's happening in their nose. So some of it is going to be that. So I'm not saying that it's all bad. But I think there may be an element of disengaging as well. So when she just puts her nose down and it appears very random, and it may be that there's something that she's heard or seen that she thinks, I don't want to engage with that, so I'm just going to sniff instead. Okay.
It's possibly true when we go to the side streets, like the streets that goes towards the park. They are quieter. She does move there better, maybe.
Maybe. But this morning there was the rubbish bin truck, who collected, very noisy and with rubbish man, and she then just stops and has a good look at it and is interested, goes towards it, wants to say hello to man in uniform. She likes
I don't
men in
think
uniform.
well, I think she's not scared of noises because they digging streets here all the time. And she stands and stares at them. Normal dog would run away, and she sort of, this is interesting.
They're drilling in the pavement.
But it's good. It's good. It's not a bad thing. And I don't think that she's like. I think there is a lot going off, and I think some of that is going to be why she's not wanting to go forward, because there's a lot going off. And
maybe too many things at one time or so.
Yeah, and then she's going to struggle to listen to you on top of all of that as well. Because we're going to come, like, if you think of like a triangle, we're going to be right at the top of that triangle, and all those other things are much more exciting and much more interesting than what we are at that point. Okay. We'll get you more interesting, don't worry.
And the other thing is that she doesn't like to sit outside when it's cold. When her bum touches the cold stone, she stands up. Sorry, I'm not going to sit here.
Well, she does it inside as well.
Or even inside, when we were practicing sit with her, she would be standing there with cork tiles on the floor. But we would say sit. And then she would first walk to where there was a little carpet, and there she would sit.
And then sit down.
And once she did it on a sort of the cork, but she was hovering like half a centimeter off the ground. What are you doing?
She's climbing around. She's trying to get you your treats.
For the treats. Come on, I'm cleverer than you.
She thought she was being a stealth dog then. Just hiding on the back of you.
Hang behind my neck and sits there. I'm gonna do that to go behind you. Stop eating me. Come here.
Okay, so in terms of the sit, so I would look to practice that inside then. So practice on the hard floors that you have got, so that she's really understanding what sit means. Are you happy with kind of getting her into that position, then asking for the sit? So you would literally use the treat, lift up her nose, wait till her bum hits the floor, then ask for sit. Yeah, so she's doing the action and then the word comes after the action. Yeah?
Yes. She sits for quite a while as well before I give her the treat. I think she can sit
it gets
for
better. We can move away a little bit when she is sitting. So we've been
Good.
trying that, and that works.
Okay.
That works relatively well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I'd like to go over with you today. One is leave. So leaving an item, not having it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're going to need that.
And when she was small, I must say, but sometimes still she likes to have a little growl with my trainer, so I don't want to give it.
Okay, so there's a difference between leave and drop. So leave means leave that you're never going to get it, and then drop is you've already got it and I want to swap it with something else. Okay, so do you use leave already for anything?
We do try when she has a shoe or something in her mouth that she shouldn't have. Usually
Okay.
it's They belong to us.
Usually shoes.
Shoes are the favorite thing. But I think it's the only thing.
And she likes my slippers sometimes even
Shoes,
when I'm
slippers,
wearing them.
Okay. And does she have things that she can chew as well? So does she have things that?
Got a whole box of toys. I mean, so many toys. There you go. I'll bring it. It's full of.
There's the toy box.
That's a lot of toys.
She's really funny. When she was small, she liked to chew the dentist sticks. She went off them. She used to like chew rabbit ears. I give her a rabbit ear, I throw them all away because she doesn't want to touch them. She goes through phases. I like it, I don't want it. So we're now looking for something else to give her. She likes to pick up little sticks when she's outside, and she chews it with the really back teeth. So something sort of stick like, I think you ordered something on Amazon. What is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And some
chew
antlers,
sticks,
chew sticks. So we're sort of struggling with her to, I like this today, tomorrow I don't like it. She's got a little Wolfie where she plays with him. I think he's a month younger than her. And Wolfie's mum give her little treats. Oh, I eat them because Wolfie eats them. And she said, "I'll take them with you." She said, "You're not going to eat them tomorrow." And no, she doesn't. I don't want them. So it's really difficult.
Yeah. And sometimes with the age that she is, just remind me how old she is.
7 months. 7
7
months,
months.
isn't it? 7 months and a week, I think.
And has she got all of these teeth at the back? Has she got all of her back teeth?
I think there's still some in the back of the back teeth
Still,
which need to be.
I haven't seen any coming out from the back, so I think they're still there.
Okay.
The original ones. Unless she managed to get rid of them without me noticing, and they came out the next day.
I think she sort of in the morning, sort of with her paws goes over her face, and she chews a lot with the back teeth. So I think it's still.
I was going to say, so some of what's happening. So some of this, like I like something one day and I don't the next. It may be that if she's chewing and it hurts her, so it causes a bit of pain, she's like, I don't want that again. And then the next time you try and give her, if it's a rabbit's ear, the next time you try and give her the rabbit's ear, when she smells it, it takes her back to that pain, and she's like, well, no, that hurt me. That hurt me last time. I'm not going to do that again. So
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Maybe why you're seeing some of that behaviour, but it's very age appropriate as well. Around between sort of the 6 to 8 month mark, and generally speaking, around 6 months, the teeth have come through, but there is always the option for the individual to be a little bit later as well. So don't be put off by keep trying her with different stuff as well. Yeah, antlers are good, and yak chews.
We've tried that. It's still in a box.
Sometimes they like you to actually hold the treat as well for them. So if you're holding the treat and they chew the treat, sometimes that can help just to build that association a little bit as well.
I do that sometimes with carrots. Again, carrots, sometimes she likes it, sometimes she doesn't like it. And I tend to hold it for her because it's easy. But if I freeze it, she doesn't like to touch the frozen carrot with her paws because it's cold. So she wants it.
You can't ride these dogs, can you? You just cannot. You cannot. Like,
We gave her a licky mat with frozen yogurt when she was younger, and she would go and lick frozen yogurt when it was really hard. But then she clocked on it. Oh, wait until it thaws, and then it's easier to lick.
Yeah.
Lick a mat. She just turns it upside down and eats it off the floor.
One of those mats with all the pieces of cloth and you hide stuff in it. Well, that was quickly done. She just turns it upside down and then
eats it off the floor.
Keep your feet on it. Put your feet on one side of it so she can't just tip it over.
That was so funny. Like 2 seconds later, and she was eating all the treats off the floor.
I was still very proud of her.
Super smart and super intelligent. Okay, let's do some practical with you then. So we're going to do leave. So leave means leave that you're never going to get. So if you're cutting something in the kitchen and you drop the knife on the floor, leave means you're not going to get that. Okay, so leave is a very much of a leave, and then they get the reward. Okay, so they never get what you're asking them to leave. So we don't practice with toys, and we don't practice with things that they can have access to when we are not supervising. Okay, so it may be that you can practice with your slippers, but making sure that your slippers are put away when she's not being supervised, so she can't just go and get hold of your slipper. Okay. So nice and simple. Where is my pen? Okay, so with a treat in your hand,
Mhm.
so the treat is going to be in your hand there. She's going to go over to the treat. As she gets to sniff it, you're going to close your hand and say leave, and then you're going to reward her out of the other hand so she doesn't get this treat here.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
As soon as she comes over, leave, and the reward from the other side.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a practice.
Yeah. I think we need to wake her up again.
Oh, she's gone to sleep.
Bored with us.
Right. There is the beast. I have a liver. And I have a
feel I can swap to your
Yes.
phone. That's probably easier.
So one
On
hand
the
open,
laptop.
one hand closed. Have a look here at the liver and give her the teeth. Right. You okay?
I don't know.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
mute you on this one. I'll mute you on that one. There you go. I should be able to hear you now. Oh, I can't hear you on that one now either. You just need to unmute your phone now.
Ah, there we go. Yeah,
There we go. Perfect.
Mute the computer, I guess.
yeah, and put the volume down on the
Yeah.
computer.
That's it.
Okay,
So,
I think we may be sorted here.
can you see
I think we've
Noodle?
got it. So hand down towards her, let her sniff, but don't let her get it. Close your hand, leave, and then reward out the other hand. Close your hand, reward out the other hand.
Good.
Nice.
Leave. Good. Good girl. Leave. Good. Does she need to move the head away from my other hand, or if she just stops sniffing, it's enough?
Just stopping sniffing at the minute is enough. We'll build her up. We can build her up to moving, like literally moving her body in a sec.
Leave. Good. Good girl. Leave. Good. Good girl.
Nice.
The hang of it, Noodle, aren't you? Leave. Good. Perhaps I swapped the cheese for the liver because she's probably thinking the cheese is much better. Leave. Good.
She's already looking at the other hand. As soon as you say leave, she thinks, ah, good stuff is coming.
Good stuff is coming. Leave. Leave. Good. Good girl. You're clever, aren't you?
She's very clever. She's very switched on, and she's doing exactly right. She's doing exactly what I'd expect her to do.
Leave. Good. I think sometimes she's training me. Not me training
Absolutely
her.
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you know what? If she doesn't want to do something, she lies back with her paws up, demanding belly rub. She knows we laugh, and she'll probably get away with it. Leave. Good. Good girl. Good girl, Noodle.
Okay, how confident are you feeling, Veronica?
Actually, yeah. Good girl.
Okay, what I'm going to get you to do this time is drop the treat on the floor and cover it with your hand and then say leave. So
Okay, well, I'll have to be quick.
make it easy for yourself. So only drop it from a little height
Right.
and cover it over with your hand. Leave.
Leave. Leave.
It may take her a little bit more time. Here she comes. Reward her.
Good. Good girl. Good girl. Leave. Good. Good girl. That was pretty quick.
Mhm.
Leave. Good. Noodle, you're so clever. Leave. Good. Good girl. Good
Really
girl.
nice.
Wow. Noodle, you are so clever. Now she's sniffing the carpet. I know that.
She'll probably start licking it. She'll be like, no,
Leave.
there's a little bit left.
Good. Good girl. Good girl. Leave. Good. Good girl. Oh, I was chicken. Boring.
Okay, so we're just going to speed up a tiny little bit. So we're now going to go from covering with our hand to covering with our foot. Okay.
With the foot.
So you might want to stand on your the hard floor.
Yeah, otherwise I'll make the cheese into the into the carpet.
And what
Right.
you're looking to do is just literally cover the item with your foot, say
Uh-huh.
leave, and then you're wanting her to just move around slightly this time. So imagine that you're walking and imagine that treat you drop on the floor is actually the chicken bone. You're going to put your
Right.
foot on it, say leave, and then reward her from the opposite side. So as you have been doing, but we're just animating Noodle a little bit more.
Okay, okay. Leave. Leave. Good.
Really nice.
I didn't actually step on it, thankfully.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. So you wouldn't necessarily step on it out on the street, but it's just really so that Noodle can't get it, but you're covering it as well.
Leave. Good. Good girl.
Really nice.
I'm like, all right then. Oh. Leave. Good. Good girl. I didn't actually completely cover it. My foot was still above it and she left it, so that's good.
This is one that they do pick up this one pretty fast.
Leave. Oh, good. I thought I'd give it a try. I didn't even put my foot on it. Shall I try without the foot again?
I wouldn't push her too much because if she gets it.
Leave. Good. You are so clever. Yeah.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is we're just going to change your body position around a little bit. So
Yep.
we're just going to change you or change Noodle. So Noodle's on the other side of you. So you're going to be covering with your
Other foot, yeah.
other foot.
All right. Right. What have we found to do now? You rascal. Piece of paper, isn't it? Leave. She doesn't even go there anymore. Good.
Which isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, no.
There's good
Maybe I
learning
need to
taking
make
place.
Leave. Good. So it's not worth moving my bum because you're going to tell me to leave it anyway.
Okay, and then pick your treat up. And then this time I want you to just walk with her. So walk as if you're walking outside with her.
Yeah.
Keep her alongside of you. And then when you feel ready, you're going to drop a treat on the floor, cover it over with your foot, and then reward her. So exactly the same as you've been doing, but you're just going to be moving this time. You're going to drop it when you're ready to.
Come on. This way. Come on. This way. You don't want to play? Come on, this way. This way. This way. Come on. This way. I'm fed up. You're never going to give me that treat anyway. Come on, Noodle. Play nicely. This way. Come on. This way. Come on. This way.
You dropped something there, which she cleverly got.
She says, I'll go and get that bit of free treats.
Exactly.
Come on. This way. This way. Come on. This way. Leave. Leave. Good. Good girl. Good girl. You've got your cheese finally. I'm trying one more time.
Yeah, that's good. And what you're doing is because you're moving, it just makes it a little bit more difficult for her as well.
Come on. Come on.
There she comes.
Good girl. Leave. Leave. Good. Good girl. Good girl. It's not so easy to drop it. It goes everywhere. Come on, Noodle. Noodle. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Noodle chair. Come on. Come on. Come on. Leave. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Very clever. Come on, clever girl. Noodle. Come on. Hey. Come on. Come on. Come in. I'm not silly enough. Come on.
She's coming. Nice.
Eve. Good. Good girl.
So we just
You
want to
are
be.
clever, I'm not playing this game. You're not gonna give it to me anyway.
It's really good. It's really good what you're doing. I just want you to bring her round a little bit more so she's more on the opposite side to where that treat's being covered.
Okay. They're moving. Come on, Puppet. Come on. Come on. This way. Right, cheese. This way. This way. Come on. This way. This way. Come on. Come on, this way. This way. This way. You had enough. Come on.
She's not having it this morning, is she?
Such a lazy bones. Come on, lazy bones. Come on, lazy bones.
What time does she have a breakfast? About 8:30?
She hasn't had breakfast today.
She hasn't had breakfast.
No, sometimes she doesn't eat until 12. Woo, come on. Sometimes she eats in the morning and sometimes she just doesn't. A very funny dog. Come on, Puppet. Come on. I'm going to bed. I'm bored with you. This is the tricky games. What I'm gonna do with you? What I'm gonna do with you? You wanna try, Goose? Maybe change of scenery.
No.
The disapproving look of Noodle. I'm not playing. She sometimes not stubborn. Come on, Puppet. Come here. She sort of sometimes sits in the corridor and watches you in a very disapproving manner. It's like, nah. I'm gonna go chew some paper. Noodle, come on.
Maybe use a bit of paper. Maybe drop the paper and use that for the leave and then give her the rewards as food.
Not even the paper? Let me get a
Yeah.
toilet. Toilet roll. The whole one.
You get a whole one. just one square.
No, she likes the end of it. Noodle, come on. Come on. Leave. No, that doesn't work very well. Leave. Good. Well, she did left it.
But would she normally play with a toilet roll? Would you?
Oh,
normally-
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's one
So
of
we
her.
don't-
Look at the title.
Yeah, we don't really want her to be leaving something that she is then able to
Oh,
play with.
That's a normal thing,
that's
isn't
a normal
it? Yeah.
thing. That's okay. That's more like drop it, isn't it? If she can have it.
So maybe use just a square of toilet roll. So just a piece of toilet roll.
Well, she sometimes eats the tissues as well. But
Yeah, so just a little bit of tissue. So use that as your leave so that she's not
she shouldn't eating those. True, she nicks them, but she shouldn't.
yeah. And this is another thing that you'll randomly find on the floor as well.
Yeah. I want it now.
You might just need to screw it up just into a little ball so that you can actually cover it
It
over.
looks like a tissue, isn't it? Maybe you just like them and you steal them. Leave. Oh.
She got it.
Give it to me. Not what else. She goes in my bed. Come on.
Now she's awake, look.
Stop it. I might give it too much.
Okay. Maybe she was a little bit fast and we were a bit too confident.
Good. What do you left it?
Nice. Now pick it up.
Now. Leave.
She left it. Be
Yeah.
careful because she might be tempted to run straight after it.
I know, I'm thinking. Leave. Good. Put it closer to her, we'll see if she needs it.
I would be tempted to put your foot over it.
Where is it?
Behind you.
Good. Yeah, tissues is one of her favorites. She goes to Kush's pockets and nick them from there.
Yeah.
Sitting on the sofa.
She's a pickpocket. She sticks her nose in my trouser pockets to get to the tissues.
Or any other things. Because when she was little, you taught her to go get the treats from there.
I was going to say, and my dog does it to me as well, and it's often because there's a treat in my pocket.
Leave. Good. She went to-
Nice.
but she left it. That was nice.
That was a nice one.
That was a nice one. I want to see you to drink that with the dirty coffee cups you pick up. Leave. Good. Good. You're too clever.
And do you see what's happening here? So she's, apart from obviously the time that she grabbed hold of the tissue, which we can allow her to do that. That's, you know, that's part of learning. That she's actually not that interested in it. Even though she is interested, she's got to that point where she's like, well, if I just don't do it, then I'll get a reward.
Good girl. Good girl. Wow. This is quite empowering. I don't have to drag her from the chicken bones. Because she eats them like speed of lightning. Noodle.
Yeah.
Leave. On board. I'm going away. Good.
You can always throw her a treat.
Good. Good girl.
So the next levels up from here for you guys to practice are to have her her lead on, her jumper on if you want a jumper on, harness on, so that it's a bit more realistic for her.
Right.
Okay, so by having her equipment attached to her, that acts as a distraction in itself. Okay, so
Right.
having those attached and actually just practicing around the house, again, you're going to practice this in every opportunity, so you can, once she's really listening to this cue, you can then start using it for when she's sniffing everything and you don't want her to sniff everything. Come on, leave, and then she can still get a reward, but she's not necessarily going to have a reward every single time.
Okay.
And sometimes if she's heading over to go and sniff something, it may be that you say leave at that point without her actually getting to it to sniff it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can always just stand in front of it as well. So you don't, if it's something that you can't see, then you might just stand in front of it so that she can't get to it. So if it's like a litter bin or a lamppost, it may be that you just put your foot so that she can't get to the lamppost. So you just use your leave in that circumstance as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can change your the item that's being left. So obviously you've gone to toilet roll already. You can use things that, I would always look to use things that aren't going to be harmful on the off chance that she does get them while she's still learning. Okay.
Okay.
So it's fine to use treats. It's fine to use a bit of toilet roll, kitchen roll, whatever you want to use. Yeah. And yeah, so I think she's doing quite well with that. Have you got any questions about leave?
No, that's really good actually.
I can't wait to try this out everywhere with everything.
Yeah, I'm surprised she left the tissue because the tissues is one of her favorite things.
Yeah.
She's the eco-friendly shredder.
Good. That's not a bad thing. Okay, so that is leave in its entirety. It is going to be one that the more you practice it in the house and the more you practice it just outside the house, then she will get used to, oh, this is what happens, this is what leave means. So just remember that you cover it over first before asking her to leave. And if she's already got that item, so if she gets the chicken bone, then don't try and do a leave with her because she's already got it. Use a drop or take it off and then swap her with something else that's better value if you can. If not, ultimately we're going to be fishing chicken bones out of her mouth.
Yeah, I've done that.
And sometimes sometimes you just can't avoid that, but I'd rather you fish it out than end up with a hefty vet bill because it's inside. Okay, so that is leave. And what else am I going to do with you today? So leave, and so last time we did hand touches, didn't we?
Yeah.
How have you been finding the hand touches?
Yeah, I use that normally when she gets overexcited. We do that always, like sort of to calm her down as well. When we play in the evening, we throw her toys throughout the corridor. She loves to run after it and chase it, but usually after a while she gets all excited and bitey and all that. So I normally do the hand signals for her to calm down as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we do that pretty much every day. She loves that game. It's free treats. Not much difficult.
It's very easy. And a lot of kids treat
Yeah. And quite often.
better with long distance, you know, from to begin with, it was sort of our hand within half a meter or so from her face, but now she comes even from further away to touch the hand.
Most cases.
And that is literally increasing the distance. So that means that she's working up those levels. So even though it's very easy for us, actually it can be quite tricky for her. And I know that she obviously picks things up very fast, but when we start moving into different places, that's when it gets more tricky. So that's when we need to be able to go back to make it really easy so that she can build up again in a different place, because dogs don't generalize like humans do. So even though she's picked up leave where you live, it may be different when she goes outside. So once all those smells, sounds and sights are there, then she may find it a bit more difficult. So just making it easy for her, make it as easy as you possibly can for her to actually do what you're asking her to do. Yeah, with all of the exercises. Okay. So I think we should look at doing an exercise called middle. Okay, so this is one that if she is a bit nervous or a little bit worried, she can just come and hide between your feet. Okay? We quite often see collies doing this. So you'll often see a handler with a collie sitting between their feet, looking up at them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah?
Yeah. She sometimes does it.
Oh, she does it already. Okay.
Well,
spontaneously, not that we would taught her that, but when she gets excited, she likes the big dogs, and sometimes she runs towards them, and then she's, oh, maybe not, and runs behind your legs, and then sort of sticks her head between my legs.
Okay, so let's encourage that. So it helps with dogs just for a bit of reassurance. It's also really good. It's more with like if you were to bend down as well, you can like check her ears and eyes and stuff like that. So kind of examination, but you can kind of make it a bit fun as well. So we'll see how Noodle gets on with this one. Just on the basis that she's not too foodie, but we'll give her a try. So the idea is that, are you right or left-handed?
I'm left-handed. She's right-handed. Just
Left-handed.
to make it difficult.
We cover all bases.
Okay, so we'll cover both sides then. So what we're going to look to do is literally have a treat in your hand behind your, if you're left-handed, then behind your left knee. When she gets to your left knee, you're just going to say good, give her the treat, and then with your right hand, you're going to put your right hand between your knees and then guide her through.
Okay.
Through your knees, and as soon as she comes through your feet, you're just going to say good and give her the reward just to start with, and then we'll build up from there.
From front or from the back? Like.
So she's going to be facing you. Sorry, she's going to be facing you. You're going to bring her round to the back of your knee.
To the back of my knee. Okay.
And then you're going to bring her through with luring her through your feet, and then give her the reward. Good and reward.
Okay. All right. So let's try it. Come on,
let's try it.
Come here.
In essence, she's following the treats to start with.
Yeah.
Okay, get her here. Come on. Come on, you. Right. You don't want to play anymore. Come on. Oh, the little puppet. Oh, the little puppet doesn't want to play anymore. Yeah, you little puppet. Come on. Right, let's play a little more. Doesn't even want the thing. So I'm standing here.
Yep.
I have a treat behind my left knee. Is that
So
it?
Yep. If you just widen your feet.
Leave. It's 2 things in one. Your seat and the tissue.
Too tempting.
Possession is push your seat on the sofa. That is something she cannot resist. And she started to jumping on the sofa. That means nothing is safe these days. No. Noodle, look at me. Look at me. This way.
Nice and slow.
This way. Come on.
So maybe that we just have to mark her a little bit sooner. So as soon as she looks, so just say good, and then move your hand slowly.
Good.
And now go behind your leg a little bit further.
She's such a lazy bones. Honestly, she would try to stretch her neck as much as she possibly can so she doesn't have to move. Oh, come on.
Okay, so just put your hand behind your knee and just hold your hand there.
Okay.
There she comes. And then see if she'll come to get it.
Good.
Good.
Good. At least interest. I'm going to be stubborn. I'll wait till you give it to me anyway. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. Come on. Oh. She's dark, honestly.
Will she come if you drop that treat in between your feet? Will she come?
Yep,
Good. Good girl. Good
Okay.
girl.
Just slightly widen your feet so she can get through nice and clearly. There we go.
Good. Good girl.
Just keep your feet at a nice space so she can still get through.
Okay. Good. Good girl.
Just building a little bit of confidence up with her just coming through your feet, because it can be a little bit scary to start with because it's not something they would ordinarily do. Here she comes.
Good girl. Good girl. Yeah,
Nice. There we go. That's what we're looking for.
good. Good
then-
girl.
And then when she looks, will she look up and give you eye contact from there?
Yeah, she does now. Don't know if you can see it, but she did. Look.
And then reward her for the eye contact.
Good girl.
Okay. That is
Good.
mission complete. So let's go again.
Good. Again, like lure her between my feet.
All the way around.
Okay. Yep.
So don't forget the good, reward, good, reward.
Get some treats in my hand. I'll go somewhere else.
I'd probably try standing in the same place just so she understands what you're trying to do with her.
Then I go. Okay.
So start with her facing you. Throw a treat out for her. Throw a treat so she's away.
Yeah.
away
I
from
got
you.
you. Oh, get it, Noodle chair. Good.
Nice. Here she
Noodle.
comes.
Noodle.
She says, I'm just going to go and sit
Good.
between your
I'm
legs.
just gonna sit there until you give it to me. I am clever girl. This way. Come on. This way. Noodle. Can I drop it next to my foot? Try if she moves. What she's moving. Oh.
Here she comes.
Good. Good girl.
Here she comes.
Good. Good. Noodle, look. Good. Good.
Really nice.
Noodle, look. 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 Good. Good girl.
Okay, so let's go around once more. So throw a treat out so she is away from you.
Yep. Some Fritos because you're eating them.
And this time when she comes in between your feet, I just want you to wait for a couple of seconds just until she actually sits down, and then I want you to add middle.
Okay. Noodle, come on. I'll eat it quickly before you decided to take it away. Come. Noodle, come. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Good. Good.
Here she comes. Wait for her.
Good. Middle.
Reward.
Good. Good.
Nice.
Oh. I mean, it takes a little steps, but she does get it.
And the whole point is that we're making it little steps for her.
Mm-hmm.
So if we ask her to do too much too soon, she'll be like, oh, I'm bored now. See you later. I'm off.
Uh-huh.
And it's too much. It's too much to ask in one go. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
have another practice with her. So throw the treat out.
Go on, get it, Noodle.
Let her get that one.
Yeah. Right. Noodle. Good. 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 Come on. You need to move a bit. Good.
Here she comes.
Good. Middle.
Yeah.
Good. Good girl.
Okay. And once you've
Yeah.
practiced a few more times, so once she's comfortable coming around, so what you're doing is as soon as her shoulder's in line with your leg, you're saying good. And then as soon as she's coming through your feet, that's when you're saying middle, and she's sitting.
Okay.
That's when you're saying middle.
Okay.
And she's quite happy just sitting there as well. So reward her
Yeah,
again.
she's looking at me now, and she knows I've got a handful of treats. Eye contact like there's no tomorrow.
That's
I
good.
think she's hungry now because she hasn't had her breakfast.
Okay.
quite happy
She's
to
still
see
going to lay back down.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you happy with that technique?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually very simple if you think about it. If you break it down to go a little bit, you don't expect her to come all the way through. Come on, try it, Noodle. This way. Wow. This way. Good. Middle. Good. Oh my God, Noodle. Not all in one go.
Well done.
Noodle, look. Good. Good girl. You are so clever.
Really, really good. Really nice.
So clever.
And if we'd have tried to do that on the first attempt, then we wouldn't have got anywhere, because she would have been like, oh, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So keeping it nice and slowly with her, breaking it down as much as we can. I think she's just going to go and take herself off now to sit down. And
Well, she wants food. That's her feeding mat normally. But she didn't want a breakfast. Come on. Do it, try. At least you're hungry. You'll do it for the treats. Come on. Maybe. You know? Come. Different treat, maybe? I had enough of you guys. Come on, little puppy. Come on.
I think she's had enough.
I think she's
Oh, here she comes.
Ah, good. Good. Middle. Good. Middle. Good. Oh, you are so clever.
Really nice.
You are so clever.
Okay. Okay. So how was that for you guys today? I don't know where the last hour has just gone. It's gone really fast, but
I don't believe that she actually left the tissue on the floor. That was quite shocking. I didn't expect that because she always chases the tissues.
yeah, and it's just something for you guys to practice. So they're really practical skills as well. Oh, I've got you both. I've got you there.
Oh, you got stereo.
Okay, so leave obviously means leave. So making sure that she doesn't get that item. Obviously she's she's got it a couple of times. It's not going to hurt her. It's not going to harm her. What I would look at doing is, if you're out and about with her, so to reduce her want and her need to pick things up off the floor, try and avoid dropping her treats onto the floor, because that's going to encourage that behavior as well. Okay, so when you're out walking with her, keep the treat in your hand if you need to, or use the touch. So literally just put your hand down without the treat in your hand, get her to come to your hand and then reward her. Okay, rather than, what I'm conscious of is that she's constantly watching where those treats are and she's following the treats. Now, it's fine when she's learning something new, but we need to be like keeping them in her pockets so she knows that we've got them, but she needs to work out how she gets them rather than them being very readily available to her. Does that make sense? Yeah, because otherwise she'll become very reliant on the treats. If the treat's not in your hand, then I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do.
That's what I felt that it was yesterday. Like, if you don't have a cheese, I'm not moving.
Yeah, and you know that she can do nose. She can do nose, so she can do that without a treat. So she can do nose. Good girl, well done, let's go. And then it may be that every third or fourth time that she touches your hand, that then she gets the physical treat. Okay, so you're reducing her straight down off these treats. I know we're using them to build her up to get her to things and to do new things with her, but I'm conscious that I don't want to just really relying on those as well. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah.
We're not like a vending machine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to start with, there is going to be lots of treats coming very thick and fast, but it's where they are as well. So where are they in your hand? Is she looking at that hand and going, oh, there's treats in there. If I do this, I'm going to get a treat from this hand, and I might get one from this hand. So just be mindful where those treats are. So it may be that you have them in a pocket, maybe that you have them in a bag, whatever it is, but maybe out of sight a little bit more, and kind of making that conscious effort to be a little bit more out of sight. Have you got any questions?
No, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to
to have a go. I was going to ask you something, Katie. Mum of the little Wolfie, the other Dachshund puppy, she asked if I can give her your contact. Is that okay?
Of course.
I'll send you. She's a bit worried because when they play together really nicely. But I think because he's younger, he gets a bit excited and he does like growling noises. I think it's just play, but she was worried. Oh, do I need to get his balls chopped off and everything? There's one video when I managed to capture it. I mean, she's really obsessed with it. I need to get his balls chopped off.
He's obsessed with chopping off his balls. Yeah, of course.
Just
No, I
say
think the
no.
vet said that to her. If he gets aggressive, you need to chop it
Okay.
off. I think he's
Yeah.
just excited and he plays, but because they gave her a date of birth same as Noodle, and I think it's something a little bit dodgy because he looks younger.
Okay.
Because his teeth are not out yet and his claws are a lot thinner than Noodle's, and the chest is still quite, like a baby chest. But he's a lovely dog. And they run around like lunatics.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course you can. Where did you get my details from?
I got your details from the group for the what's it called? Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think she's on Facebook.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'll
no,
give her
that's fine.
your
Yeah.
details. She was thinking about doing something, so I don't know if she would, but
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pass them on. That's not a problem at all. So, I mean, you can either come through the website. So, through the website is just thedogscode.com.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then
give her
she'll
that website and a nice
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah, or if you want to pass on my number, that's fine as well, or my email, whichever she uses, that's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the recording a sec.